Welcome to Olympian Cares, giving you the best in water testing and analysis. Today we're looking at aftermath, and we're talking about testing heavy metals in drinking water. And if you're in a major city, then lead contamination and heavy metals is a big issue, such as New York, such as parts in Queens, Manhattan, Bronx. If you're in a big city, this is an issue. So what do you need to know about it? Well, the health risks of heavy metal exposure is the first thing. So exposure to heavy metals through drinking water has been linked to several different adverse health effects, and consuming heavy metals can cause damage to metabolism, cardiovascular disorder, neuronal damage, renal injuries, and an increased risk of cancer and diabetes. And even heavy metal exposure can especially harm and affect more vulnerable groups, including people who are immunocompromised, pregnant, women, and children. And these are the most vulnerable people in our society. This is why this is such a big issue. And generally, heavy metals is not something you're always going to taste or see or smell. It may not have any discharge, so you might not even know there's heavy metals. And it doesn't just include lead. It can be copper, it can be cadmium, arsenic, and others. So testing and monitoring potable drinking water in residential and commercial settings may prevent harmful exposure to building occupants. We can also see a map of the different lead line services here. This is quite concerning, as we can see the red areas, as many as 12 million lead pipes, and possibly more, carry drinking water to the homes of up to 22 million or more people. I think that's a quite concerning statistic, and really the only way to protect yourself is to have your water professionally tested. Remember, 22 people, you could be one of them watching this video right now, and there's no safe amount of lead or really heavy metals in drinking water if it gets up to a certain point. So, how do heavy metals contaminate drinking water sources? Well, drinking water can be contaminated by heavy metals in different ways. They can be present in groundwater, surface water, runoff, and various other sources, which can contribute to drinking water contamination. Additionally, the material used for plumbing purposes and the condition of surface water lines can also promote exposure of heavy metals to drinking water. Now, what are some potential heavy metals in drinking water? Well, it could be antimony, arsenic, beryl, cadmium, chromium, copper, lead, mercury, nickel, selenium, silver, thallium, zinc, and environmental metals that may be found in drinking water. So there's quite a few of them to test for. While lead is the most important one, there's a lot of heavy metals, as we saw from this list. Copper can be one that a lot of people don't think about, mercury, nickel, and the Environmental Protection Agency has standards that dictate the maximum contaminant level, or MCL, that each element cannot exceed in drinking water. And that's something you'll need help from a professional. So if you're in a big city, New York, if you're in Queens, if you're in Manhattan, if you're in the Bronx, if you live in a big city and your lead pipes are deteriorating, and remember, 22 million or more people, this could be you. It's always a good idea to get your water professionally tested for different types of heavy metals, including lead, to make sure you're safe.